This is the appointment of Jacqueline Lyday, Planning Commission for a term ending on June 30th, 2025. This was pulled by Councilmember Arias.
I noted the commission's makeup today has one member from District 6 nominated by this administration, one member from District 2, another member from District 2, a third member from District 2, one from District 1, one from District 7, and one from District 5. I also noted the fact that just about all of them are either in business or in development, except for one, which I believe is Pastor Kreiner, who I would classify as, doing community work. Deputy Mayor, is it your intention to appoint a District 3 resident to the next opening of the Planning Commission, or are you gonna come back and tell us that, you selected the willing and able body and somehow magically there is no willing and able qualified body in District 3?
I love the question. And yes, it's always the intention to ensure there's representation from some of our more marginalized and disadvantaged communities. So for those parts of District 3 where there's a voice needed, we're absolutely always looking for it. I know it would probably also be worth noting that for all the appointments, for all the mayoral appointed boards and commission positions since we came in January of 2021, I know I shared that pie chart with the council that shared the distribution by district. And we've, frankly, District 6, District 3, and District 1 have had the most appointments across the board.
We all have district implementation committees. There's a district-specific committee developing a specific plan that's being updated. There's a Tower District Review Committee. Mm-hmm. All those members of the public have substantial amounts of land use experience, far more than the candidates that you guys have brought forward as nominees. And I have yet to see any of those individuals in these dozens of positions be lifted up. And in my view, that's our farm team. The majority of the Planning Commission is from North Fresno. The majority of the difficult decisions that have to take place around pollution, mitigation, litigation, and land use are all taking place in South Fresno. And I am yet to see a South Fresno individual with land use experience and free of conflicts of interest be nominated by your administration. So I'm gonna hold you to that. And intent is one thing, but to suggest that there are no qualified, willing, and able individuals in District 3 to serve in these roles, I think is simply untrue.
Well, there you have a misstatement. I never said there's no qualified individuals in District 3.
Just not
but
willing
to
or
the
able?
to the farm analogy you gave earlier, we need those folks to apply.
Well, we need the mayor to ask them to apply.
So we had a D3 member. That person was conflicted out. Okay. So there have been D3 appointees from the mayor's office. He's asked people from D3 to apply. Okay. I want to talk about one of the D2 planning commissioners. I'm really honored to be his council member because he's a really nice person, is DJ Kreiner. My colleague mentioned he does a lot of community work. Where does he do that community work?
D3.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know.
And I will say that I do believe the District 1 appointee on the Planning Commission is actually a D3 appointee with redistricting, and so at some point I would like to see a District 1 person be brought forward in addition to possibly another D3 appointee. I'd be supportive of that too, but noted. But thank you for bringing her forward to us, and I look forward to voting in support of her.
Now, I'm looking at Ms. Lyday. I've not met her before. I know her on paper. And I see here Kerman High School valedictorian, 4.2 GPA. Now, I never got a 4.2. That annoys me, but good for her. University of UCLA, BA in Political Science, a minor in Human Complex Systems. She might want to come to study this council with that minor. But I think someone with this kind of qualification has the ability to fill out a Form 700 and check themselves to make sure they're not conflicted out. As far as I'm concerned, in all seriousness, this is a very highly qualified applicant. Now, I know you have other people you've looked at, but I'm sure based on this clearly is the kind of individual with a diverse background and, again, like Councilmember Perea, Council Vice President said, a woman of color who's worked hard to get to where she is, and I think to have her voice on the Planning Commission only makes us stronger. So thank you for bringing this forward.
We have a motion from Councilmember Bertefeld and a second from Council Vice President Perea. Seeing no other discussion, is there anyone opposed to this motion? We have one opposition from Councilmember Arias. Seeing none other, the item passes 6-1 with Councilmember Arias Objecting.